What's up, chat? What's up, mic check 1 2? Are we good? Can y'all hear me? Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Uno, dos, tres. Uno, dos, tres. Let me see. I can check it over on this side. Check it on this side. Put it in the audio. Make sure it's routed the right way. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome in. Welcome in. We're talking week 1 SEC predictions. Roll Tide, everybody. Week 1 SEC predictions. For all the SEC, we're going to jump into the conversation here on the Coach Smook Network. Hopefully, y'all ready to get into the conversation. What's up, Coach Snell Gaming? Welcome in, man. We're not going to be on here long. We're gonna do this intro for it, and then we'll be live on our TikTok page, our TikTok channel, the Coach Smook Network TikTok channel. Coach Smook Network, not the regular Coach Smook, the Coach Smook Network TikTok. Make sure everybody get the follows in over there. Let me make sure it wasn't. So now I can roll Tide. Zach, can you hear me? Let me see if we can hear the audio. Okay, we got good audio. Y'all got me. Bet. All right. So, do that sound like I'm I wonder if I'm coming through the actual mic. All right, y'all. So check out this week 1 schedule, SEC schedule. Check it out. You got Arkansas, Pine Bluff. You got at Missouri. At noon. That's on Thursday. This schedule doesn't have the Oklahoma. I forgot to put Oklahoma's game against UTEP on Friday. They play UTEP. Then you got Saturday, Bama. We get to kick it off against East Carolina at home. South Carolina hosting Kent State. Kentucky hosting Youngstown State. Georgia hosting Tennessee State. Auburn and Baylor meeting up in Atlanta. Then you got Tennessee hosting Furman, Texas hosting Texas State, Arkansas hosting North Alabama, Texas A&M hosting Missouri State, and who is that at the bottom? Vanderbilt and Austin Peay. I believe that is Vanderbilt, Austin Peay. Yeah, Vanderbilt, Austin Peay. Then you got Clemson. You got Mississippi State, ULM. Florida and Florida Atlantic. Clemson LSU is a hot one. We're gonna talk in depth about that one. And then Ole Miss and Louisville to close out the weekend on Sunday. I think that one's gonna be a hot one too. If Louisville steps up and brings their talent, and they've kind of grown, they went out to the portal, got a few pieces. I think there'll be a good tune-up and competitive game versus Ole Miss for Ole Miss to open up the season, a ranked opponent in Louisville, which I think played tough last year with all the injuries and everything. They played good. Let's talk about it though. Let's talk about it. Let's get into the conversation. And I'm gonna move around a little bit. I'm gonna go sit outside. Hopefully the guys doing the yard ain't too loud for y'all. But I want to sit outside. We ain't done the front porch chat in a minute. So let me get my water bottle and everything else, and then I'm gonna step outside on the front porch. Me and boss. Come on, boss. Y'all talk to me. We're going to be here for about 20, 30 minutes. Just chopping it up about week 1, man. What y'all got, man? What y'all got? Mary J, good to see y'all. What y'all got? Because I got some week 1. I won't call them upsets, right? Let me know if the blower is too loud. I don't think we'll see many week 1 upsets. I'm going to be honest. Is that blower loud, chat? Nah. Yeah, man. Yeah, he chill. Yeah, he trained, man. It's a little loud. All right, I think he done now. All right, so y'all ready to talk about it? What's up? We got 15 in the chat. Y'all continue running the likes up. Make sure we get the likes up. We're gonna be here for about 30 minutes talking week 1 matchups, man. We sitting outside on the front porch. Hopefully y'all can hear me in the microphone good. Uh, but yeah, so let's start with the top, man. Thursday night, Missouri, Arkansas, Pine Bluff. I think a lot of these week 1 matchups with the SEC were very strategic with the adding of the. First of all, let's talk about this. Adding the ninth game, the ninth conference game to the schedule, I think was definitely needed. You're talking about 16 teams in the conference. I don't think having a even number of opportunities to decide who can has the best record in the conference was going to weigh out well. Too many tiebreaker opportunities. So with the 9 games, you set the probability of records matching, right? You kind of lessen the probability of that when you're talking about conference matchups. And then for overall record, yeah, I think it helps with strength of schedule for the whole conference as a whole. So having these 9 conference games is definitely huge. I think it's going to be big and impactful with creating more value for the conference as a whole. So with that, I think week 1, this was probably one of the only weeks that you're going to see, and maybe homecoming week for most teams where they're able to schedule, I guess you could say, quote unquote, cupcake games. But it's some interesting matchups, and I'm gonna kind of do this um, to help y'all see this. But so if I put my finger over there, it is. So first matchup, Missouri, Arkansas, Pine Bluff. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know what's on Arkansas Pine Bluff's roster. I expect Missouri to come out and win this game decisively, as they should. They hosting a team that's quote unquote got lesser talent, right? And the skill gap, the talent gap should be different, right? It should be a sizable difference, a noticeable difference. So I look at it and I say, what does Missouri look like? They got a situation right now. They got a new starting quarterback that I mean, all of their offensive production they're basically replacing. They get the running back, which is you know, I mean, when I say all of the offensive production, I mean in the passing game. They're replacing that the contribution to that, but the run game, something that they thrived in early in the season last year. They get that returning, and they got some experience behind their number 1 back. So how do they try to use this opportunity against Arkansas Pine Bluff to grow? Right? Do they really are they intentional on dialing up the passing game or getting some type of rhythm started with the passing game in live action? I think that's what you'll see from Missouri. Now, same thing Friday night, Oklahoma versus UTEP. Mateer in that offense coming into year 2, got a few more pieces at receiver. Your running game is supposed to be a lot more effective this year. That's something that kind of lagged. He was supposed to be able to assist in that department. How how does that look against a team where you could kind of just open the playbook and see where you are? So I don't. I honestly do not see Oklahoma struggling against UTEP. If they come out and they have hiccups, it's going to spark a crazy uproar. But I do have Oklahoma winning that one decisively, and I'm talking about 5-6 possession type of win. Then Saturday, Alabama versus East Carolina. I told you all East Carolina is not a pushover team. This is not a cupcake matchup. They are a D1 program. They are in a Power 5 conference. They are not pushovers. They push teams like Clemson and North Carolina and other teams that could be tricky. They push those teams to traditionally they push those teams to very good matchups or tight games. So I expect this game to be competitive, but do I expect Alabama to win decisively? Yes, I expect us to win decisively. And I think the storyline for that game is which quarterback, whose stats look better, because that's what it's going to end up being. Whose stats look better, but who actually looks good operating the offense in live action. And that's going to be the storyline we look forward to. Kent State versus South Carolina, Kentucky. Those games, I really don't want to get too far in depth on those. I do think that Tennessee State versus Georgia is going to be funny to watch. Tennessee State has a lot of D1 caliber skills players, right, on the boundaries in both their secondary and at the wide receiver position. Do I think they have enough to give Georgia 4 quarters? No. That the trenches is where Georgia's going to really change the momentum of that game. But don't be surprised if Tennessee State comes out swinging and trying to, open up with some big plays, or they might be smart and play it safe and try to keep it in the box just to make it through the game. So it should be fun. It should be interesting. Appreciate the gifts. Appreciate the marshmallow, Britt. Y'all make sure y'all continue to support, liking the stream and all that good stuff. We got about 10 more minutes left on this, and then we'll be live on TikTok for the rest of the extended show. At Coach Smook Network on TikTok, at Coach Smook on all platforms. Go make sure you follow and support. If OU doesn't win big, then fans will question the coach, staff, and demand answer. Oh yeah, 100%. I think anybody, these first couple games I've mentioned, I think anybody, any coach that doesn't win decisively outside of Coach Smart, they gonna have questions. Drinkwitz with Arkansas, Pine Bluff. Uh, I think Kentucky, even Kentucky with Youngstown State shouldn't have an issue. Tennessee State and Georgia, I don't see that having an issue. Like I said, I think there'll be a few. Appreciate the flowing heart, Zach. I think there'll be a few explosive plays early where Georgia kind of is waking up, but it shouldn't be nothing crazy. Auburn and Baylor. Now, if Auburn loses to Baylor, right? Let's just say, and I don't have them losing. I actually think Golish and Durkin are going to be in the runnings for defensive coach of the year and head coach of the year. For what Auburn has to go through transition wise, they didn't have to move a lot on defense. They and offensively, all they did was switch jerseys, right? Oh, what's up, Jordan? Good to see you, man. But yeah, so and then with it being at a neutral field, Atlanta is closer to Auburn. I think Auburn will travel for that game in Atlanta. Baylor fans are definitely going to travel. I think it's going to be an interesting matchup. Auburn's going to answer a lot of questions. A lot of hype around Bynum at the quarterback position at Auburn. They saying there's a reemergence of Cam Newton. So it's a lot of excitement around the offense, the defense under Durkin. I don't expect them to struggle any, right, at all. And yeah. And then I'm gonna go through this last one. I got to walk off real quick. We see Tennessee, Texas, Arkansas, and North Alabama. Hey, if y'all have not been watching North Alabama down in Mobile, Coach Applewhite, who's a Saban disciple, right? They doing some special stuff. If they mess around and push Arkansas, which I expect Arkansas to be pretty bad this year, but if they push Arkansas in that game, it's gonna be interesting. I'll be right back, chat. Give me 2 seconds. Get that. Get that. I'm gonna say, let's go snatch it from me. All right, bro. Come on, boss. Boss. All right, y'all. So Texas State, Texas. I think Texas gonna blow them boys out. North Alabama is in Florence. Yep, North Alabama. I love. I meant South Alabama. My fault. South Alabama. South Alabama and Major Applewhite. I was reading the wrong one. North Alabama. Yeah, they're gonna get blown out. I was thinking about Major Applewhite in South Alabama. And their matchup against Arkansas last year. That's what I was trying to talk about. I'm sorry, I was thinking on 2 different tracks. But it was a recent, maybe last year, or year before last, South Alabama versus Arkansas. And South Alabama pushed Arkansas 4 quarters. So don't be surprised if Arkansas, and they struggling bad. Arkansas is dealing with a lot of transitions. They changing coaching staff. They trying to get a whole new personnel look, so it's gonna be tough for them. Missouri State at Texas A&M. That's gonna be an interesting one too. Missouri State, they do some funny stuff offensively. It's gonna be funny. My bad. You graduate from UNA? Yeah, I got friends that graduate from UNA. I got brothers that graduate from UNA. Played football there. Aunt Merritt, Jamon Fortson. Um, who else? I'm trying to see these other games down here. Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt got Austin P, and then A&M Missouri State. You got Mississippi State at ULM. Y'all know ULM is like a program that actually gets some quality guys. They put a lot of guys on the portal the last few years that's playing big minutes on a lot of Power Five rosters. You got Florida Atlantic. That's the one. Now let's talk about the main ones: Ole Miss and Louisville, and I'm gonna talk about Clemson, LSU last. Let's talk about the Monday matchup: Ole Miss and Louisville. I like Ole Miss. I like Ole Miss to win. I like them to beat Louisville. I like them to handle that game decisively. But I would be crazy to think that Louisville's offense is not going to be able to at least challenge that Ole Miss defense. Now, if this Ole Miss defense comes out and dominates this Louisville offense, I think the rest of the SEC is going to have some problems handling Ole Miss's defense. And then with Trinidad Charles, man, ain't that his name? Trinidad Charles. Uh, I think he's not gonna be as impactful as he was last year, and the offense is going to struggle, but they'll have enough around him and what he can do with his legs to be able to lean on that defense and win a lot of those competitive games. Trinidad Chambliss. What I call that man Charles? But yeah, because y'all know I want to call that man Trinidad James. Louisville has a better team this year on paper. I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like I do feel like Louisville's offense is going to be able to score. These early season matchups, man, you see so many different matchup issues because you don't have much film to really go off of to prepare. Especially when you got a lot of personnel changes on the roster. You know, you got staff changes. You don't know what the play calling is going to be like compared to last year. Because when you change play callers, that means you're really trying to change the whole identity of what your team was, the year before. Structure wise and everything. You're trying to change it. So that's hard to prepare for in week one. That's why you see teams when they do have new coordinators or new quarterbacks, they look good weeks 1 through 5, 6, and then by the time you get some good film on them, you start picking up tendencies. The coordinators on the back end of these schedules with these hot teams, they're able to prepare a little bit better. But yeah, so that's the Louisville Ole Miss matchup. I think that one's gonna be a good one. If I had to go and pick, like I said, I got Ole Miss winning, but I do think Louisville will make it a good one to watch, especially on a Sunday. And then the big game of the weekend, Clemson LSU, Dabo Lane, week one, Tiger Brawl, whatever you want to call it, the cat fight, whatever you want to call it. I do think this is the perfect like. And skill set wise, I think Clemson is finally starting to wake up. Dabo his hand has been forced, and they're doing different things with how to build their roster. Uh, I honestly think Dabo is probably like a year away, 2 years or 2 seasons away from being on the hot seat while at Clemson. They're starting to fall behind when it just becomes like an attraction to the program. Clemson is starting to lose some of its push, its brand push. So, but LSU, Clemson, Mary said she was outside. LSU, Clemson, who y'all got, man? That's the big one. I'm gonna talk about it a lot more, but I initially I want LSU to win, right? But Lane Kiffin is the villain to me. I can't support Lane Kiffin at all. And when we have segments like this, I'm gonna talk as just my opinion. Now we get the actual predictions. This is way too early predictions. When we get to actual predictions, I'm gonna start breaking the game down. But right now, I would love for Lane Kiffin to start 0-3 or 1-2 to start the season. I would love for LSU to be 1-2 to start the season. I would love to see all of the trolling and the negative remarks towards, you know, not negative remarks, but you know, like the trolling and all that stuff. I would love to see that happen to but I would love to see Lane Kiffin like eat his words, man. All and like it's one thing to lead the program the way you did, but then to carry on the way you've been carrying on with the media, talking about Ole Miss, and you know, and we know Mississippi has a lot of different areas where racism is known. But yeah, I would love for Lane to drop the ball on that one. And also, I would like to see Dabo and Clemson make the ACC more valid. You know, Miami has had 2 strong years, been able to utilize the portal. Florida State started off strong last year. Uh, Clemson, not Clemson, but North Carolina. You know, they got a lot of hype around them with Belichick, and their Duke is recruiting well. The Blue Devils are recruiting well. Maryland, I think at some point after they fired Loxley, you know, I think at some point they'll be very competitive in the next 2 years. You got SMU is in that conference now. Who else is in the ACC? My bad, got a phone call. I actually like Georgia Tech too. Out of the ACC, I actually had them. I was very high on them the last year under Haynes King, the quarterback Haynes King there. So, and they expecting to do a lot of things. They went in the portal. They got some quality pieces defensively. Uh, I'm excited to see what they do offensively though. Now that Haynes King is gone, I think they're going to have a crazy good wide receiver core for the ACC. So Clemson is going to have to, if they can make this upset, they'll be making a big statement. To me, Clemson beating LSU in week 1 would be the quote unquote upset. Uh, if I'm picking right now, if I had to pick right now, I'm gonna roll with Clemson. I can't roll with LSU. Lane Kiffin, you know, I used to have a respectful hate for LSU. Now I just truly dislike them while they're under Kiffin. So LSU fans, our relationship is tainted for the time being. Uh, you know, especially because, and then it's the fans. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They got him there, but there's a competition going on over there, Zach. They got a competition going on over there, and I don't know. I think they're gonna be good. I think they're gonna be real good, way better than what people are giving them credit for. Shout out to the 11 in the chat, man. Make sure y'all continue to run the likes up on the stream. Make sure you share it. We're gonna take this stream over to TikTok here in about 5 minutes. We're gonna take it over to TikTok in about 5 minutes. Follow me at Coach Smook Network on TikTok. We're gonna be over there. We're gonna be live for a minute over there. We're gonna be walking around talking, a lot of interactive stuff. Just just doing what we do, talking ball. So if Clemson wins week 1, I feel like people are going to start with is Clemson back. That's where everybody, anytime you have a marquee matchup week 1, week 2, that's the conversation. I guarantee you, if Texas beat Ohio State at home in week 2, Texas fans will be saying the same thing. See, so tomorrow, so next Tuesday, I'll be doing no, I might do it tomorrow or Thursday. I'm gonna do another live like this, and we're gonna do week 2. Week 2 has some really good matchups. And we're gonna highlight a lot of them, the SEC, and some of the out of conference matchups that happen. Texas and Ohio State is a big one. Just like FSU talked last year against us. Facts, Zach. Once week 1, week 2, you get that big early marquee matchup win, and it's like everybody and their mama think everybody they back. They forget that you still got 10 more games, 11 more games in the season. So yeah, my boy in one of them, what they call them things, them big machines that dig up the gravel. He in that mother on the phone riding down the street. But y'all, we got I want y'all to tap in live. We're gonna be live in about 30 minutes over on the Coach Smook Network TikTok. And we're gonna break down this week 1. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna try to get some interactive. Make sure y'all keep sharing the live streams up, man. We've been doing really good. Make sure y'all continue to check in on the shorts. We got some clips that posted from yesterday's show. Give me your thoughts on it. We got a debate topic. We're gonna start doing debate VODs where I do a pre-recorded video, get your thoughts on the topic, and see how we can pick up our algorithm there. So appreciate y'all for tapping in. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Remember, if you want to join become a member of the AAA family, the season is coming up. We got a lot of events planned. We got a lot of insight, post-practice coverage that we'll be doing for members only in real time for practicing, for covering practice this season. I'm gonna need y'all to tap in and promote and continue to help us grow because we're doing something real special this upcoming season. And we're moving a lot different this year too, y'all. We have a real more precise plan and idea of how we want things to move with the network. And every year we're getting better and better and better and better. This will be season 3, y'all. Season 3 with the Coach Smook Network covering college football. Don't forget, y'all. August 1st, we start our interactive coverage with Alabama State. So for all my HBCU fans, tap in with your boy. About to be on that state campus a lot. It's gonna be a fun year. Fun year. I appreciate y'all for y'all support. And remember, when you see me in the streets, holla at me. Say put me in the game, Coach Smook. I'll catch y'all on the next one.